Now that I have my covers ready, I'm going to start with my pages. I already have everything cut, and I forgot to mention in the last video that I am leaving a cutting guide linked in the description box so you can print it out and have everything ready to go. So let me bring my scoreboard to start. I'm gonna need 4 pieces of cardstock that measure 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. I don't need to score anything in here. And then I need another 4 pieces of 6 1/4 by 9 1/4. And I am going to score those at 1/2 inch and 8 1/4. And I'll go ahead and score all of them the same way, 1/2 inch and 8 3/4. This album is gonna have 4 signature pages, and this paper that we are scoring is the base for those pages. Okay, this is the last one. So I'm gonna take the paper with the score lines and I'm gonna miter my corners, all the sides, and I'm gonna fold the tabs of my paper, and I'll do the same with the rest. Now I'm gonna form my signature page. I am gonna add glue on both sides and then place this one on top of the other paper. So this is gonna be the base of my signature page. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same with these other 3, and I'll be back. All right, so I have here my 4 signature pages. I'm gonna start the construction of the album, and I'm gonna call the front of the page is gonna be the A side and the B side. Then the second page, A and B. And these 2 pages are going to have the same construction as the first 2. So this will be the third A and B, fourth A and B. Okay. I am just explaining that in case you are following the cutting guide, because that's how it is written there. I'm going to need a paper that measures 4 5/8 by 8 1/4. And on the 4 5/8 side, I am going to score at 4 and at 4 1/8. Then I need a paper that measures 9 by 8 1/4, and on the 9 side I am going to score at 4 1/4 and at 4 3/4. Okay, and I also need a piece that measures 4 by 4.5, and on the 5 side I am going to score 1/2 inch and then 4.5, and on the 4.5 side score at 4 for 1/2 inch. Now I'm gonna bring this piece and I am going to fold on my score lines. I'm not sure if you can see them on the video, but this is my first score line and I am going to fold in here. And then on my other line, I am going to score to fold again. Okay, and now we have this, For this piece, this also has two score lines. So I am going to start with the first score line, lines that it is closer to me. And then I can fold the other one. I just think it is the easiest way to fold them, but of course you can do it either way. Okay, so this is going to look like this. We have one score line that is gonna be the line for my tab. Then we have a gusset in here, and then we have another score line in here, and it is going to look like this. And now I can cut the corners after my gusset. So this is my first line, then the gusset, and then on the last line I start cutting right there. Okay, and this is going to be a pocket. So here, here are my lines. I am telling you where my lines are because with black cardstock it is hard sometimes to see the score lines. So here I am going to miter my corners here and here. Okay, and now I can fold my tabs. All right, and I am also going to cut in here. All right, so I'm gonna bring the base of my signature page, and first I am going to start with this one that has a gusset in here. So on the back I am going to add glue. You can use double-sided tape if you want. I usually use glue for all my construction. Okay. And now I am going to place it just on the left side of my signature page. I am gonna make sure in these corners that it is aligned. And now I can press. Okay, I can open here and press again. And here, all right. And now I am going to add glue on this tab, just on the tab. Remember that we have the gusset there, but I am only adding glue on my tab. Okay, I forgot. I was gonna add the glue inside of my tab, but I did the opposite, but we will have the same result. So let me open this first. You have your signature page here, just open this kind of pocket and then place your tab inside that area. And you can still be able to see the gusset. So I am just making sure it is straight and that I can still see my gusset there, and then I can press down. Now I'm just gonna add glue inside this pocket. We don't need it open, just right here. Just make sure not to add it on your gusset. And okay, all right. Okay. I'm gonna clean it with this. And now we have this completed. Okay, so this one goes on the left side, and then on the right side we have this flap with the gusset in here, just right there. And then this flap is gonna have the pocket on top. But here I'm first I'm going to add something in there with I am going to use my envelope punch. If you don't have it, you can use maybe, let's see, you could use one of the circle punches. Wait, one of these punches and make a notch, or whatever you have on hand. This one measures 4, so add 2, which it is the half of this pocket. Oops, it's not, what's going on? Okay, add 2. I am going to punch there, and now we have this notch. And I am going to attach my pocket in here, but I'm just going to add glue on this side first. And this one, to make it easier for me to glue it to the flap, I am going to open this. So this is flat without the gusset in the middle. So I am gonna add glue here. Okay. And then after my score line, this is the back of my signature page. Then we have the gusset here, and then we have the score line. So right after my score line, I am going to attach this pocket, just right there. Now I can just press inside, and in here I am going to add tape. I like to add tape, so whatever I add on top inside my pocket, it will go all the way down. And now I can close my pocket. Okay, and now I just close here. Okay, so this is the A part of my first page. And now let's go to the back side. I am going to need a paper that measures 6.5 by 8.25. And on the 6.5 side, I am going to score at 6. I'm also going to need a paper of 5.75 by 5.5. And on the 5.75 side, I am going to score at 1/2 inch. And on the 5.5 side, I will score at 1/2 inch and 5. All right. So first, I'm gonna fold this one, and here I also gonna fold this score line, and then this second score line in here. Okay, and this one will be a pocket, so I'm gonna miter my corners. Miter the corners first, and then you can fold these 3 sides. Okay. I also like to cut these ones in here, and I'm gonna bring my signature page, and then on the back I am going to, I didn't cut this, okay, I'm gonna cut these too. Okay, and I'm gonna add glue in here and attach this one in here. then I am gonna place this one here. Actually, I'm gonna press this one so I can see my gusset here. And these ones might not be necessary to cut it because I'm gonna cover it with the pattern paper. This will go in here. I am just gonna try to put this in the middle, or you can measure it. I'm gonna put a mark at 7/8. Okay, and I am gonna add the adhesive just in this area. Okay, right there. And I'm gonna press down. Okay, so this goes like this. And now I'm gonna put this one in here. This is gonna be a pocket. And also I am gonna use the envelope punch. And this one is 4.5. Yeah, 4.5. So I should cut at 2 to 1/4, right? All right. And now I'll place this one there. Okay. I will add glue just on this side. And just this, okay, I'm gonna put just this one here so the glue doesn't go under. We've completed the B side of our first signature page. And to close this, I'm going to add a magnet in here. And then on this other side, I'm going to add another magnet. So let's go ahead and start the next page. I am going to need a paper that measures 7/3 by 5. And on the 7/3 side, I am going to score at 1/2 inch and 5/8 right here. Okay, I need another piece of 4/3 by 5, and on the 4/3 side I am going to score at 1/2 inch and 5/8. I also need 2 other pieces. This one measure 4 by 4.5, and on the 4 side I am going to score at 3.5, and this one again 3.5. I'm going to start folding here. Where's my bone folder? Okay, I am going to fold this one too, and this again I am going to start with this score line and then this other score line here. Right there. Okay, and then the first score line and this other one. So I am going to cut here again this one and these two pieces. This one have the same measurement. These two, both of them have a gusset. So I am going to cut after my gusset. I am going to cut in here and also in this side, and same in here. I just after my gusset is where I am going to cut, and in these two, this one I can just cut them after the score line. Okay, so I am going to bring my signature page, and I'm gonna place this piece on top, the one that has the gusset, and then the other piece with the gusset, I'm gonna put it at the bottom. But in here, to close these two pieces, I am going to add a ribbon in here. So before you attach this flap, you need to add the ribbon here. I know what ribbon I want, so I am gonna put it right now. But if you don't have it when you are making the base of your album, and if you still don't know what ribbon you are gonna add in here, then wait to put this flap until you choose your ribbon. First, I need to center this one, and I'm gonna bring my ruler because I really want this to be in the middle. And let's see, this is 6 1/4. Let's see, what is the center on this? So about 5/8. Okay, so I'm gonna put a mark in here, and I know I am going to put my paper here. Okay, so this is my signature page. I have my line in here. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a mark there, and this is my my tab, then the gusset. I am going to press here just to make it easier to burnish it when I press down. Okay, and now I'll put it after my mark. To attach my ribbon on my paper, I am gonna use the grid of my mat, and here I think it is the middle of my paper, and I am going to attach my ribbon. I'm gonna add some glue. Let's see, right here. Okay, and I'm gonna add the ribbon here, just right there, and I'm gonna press. Okay, and now I'm gonna take my my flap. So I'm gonna fold this well, and then add glue on my tab. And now I'm gonna attach this flap here. And the corners of my tab, I need to align them with my other flap there. And just press it down. And make sure this is well glued, because it is ribbon and I don't want this to fall. Okay, yeah, right there. And now I am just going to cut my ribbon. Let's see how much. Okay. Oh, I think I cut too much. I always cut more than I need. All right, so this is gonna go here. This is gonna help me as a guide to know where I'm gonna put the ribbon on top. So I'm gonna add my glue, and then I'm gonna put the ribbon and the double-sided tape to hold it, and I'm gonna cover this with the pattern paper. I still need to attach these other two. These ones are gonna go in here. Okay, again, you can measure the center. I am going to mark at 278. Okay, if you really want this in the middle, like to be center. Okay, so we close these two, and then this, and then the top, and we have our page ready. Let's do the other side. For the back of my page, the B side, I am going to need a paper of 6.5 by 7 1/4, and on the 6.5 side, I'm going to score at 6, and on the 7 1/4 side, I am going to score at 1/2 inch and 6 3/4. Okay. I'm also gonna need a piece of 8.5 by 6 1/4, and on the 8.5 side, I am going to score at 4 1/4. And also I have this small piece. This is 6 1/4 by 1, and here I am going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay. This one, I am going to fold it in half, and here I am going to cut in an angle, just like that. So this is the piece that I am going to have, and then I'm gonna fold this other piece in half. Okay, and this is gonna be a pocket, so I'm gonna miter my corners in here, and then this other side, and now I can fold in here my 3 tabs, and I also, again, I am gonna cut in here. Okay. So I am gonna bring my signature page. This is the A side. On the B side of my signature page, I am going to attach the pocket. Before gluing the pocket, I'm gonna put some ribbon. This time I'm gonna use this one. Again, if you don't know what are you gonna use, if you just want to wait until you choose the paper you're gonna use to match with the ribbon, just don't glue this one until you attach the ribbon first. Okay, let me open this one so I can press after, because I have my gusset here on the other side. So I'm gonna add some glue in the middle. I know where the middle is because I have my other ribbon, and I'm also gonna add double-sided tape on top of my ribbon. Now I am gonna place my my ribbon or cord or whatever you are going to add. I'm gonna press it there. And now remove the tape, and then you can add your pocket. And now for this other piece, this one, I am going to add glue in one of the sides. Sometimes I add more glue than I need. And then I am going to place this piece on top. So here is our pocket, and I am going to attach this piece in here. Let's do that. And now on top. Okay. I'm gonna put now the cord that on the flap that I have on top. So I'm gonna put a mark in here. Now I'm just gonna add glue and stick my cord. Okay. And right there. Okay. And I'm gonna take just double-sided tape. First, let me cut this one. And I'm gonna add just the double-sided tape on top so this one doesn't fall off. And we are done with this page, and what I'm gonna do next is to prepare my other two pages, and I'll be right back with my pages ready. Now I'm gonna stamp my photo frames. You can find the measurements and the cutting guide, which it is linked in the description box. I'm gonna use this stamp from Simple Stories with the camera design. And I'm gonna use this acrylic. I already put my stamp on it. And the ink I'm gonna use is this VersaFine. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp all my photo frames. I have my 4 pages ready, and I also cut the pattern paper. I'll just show you a little bit of how I decided to add the matting, and then we can go ahead and glue the pages into the album. I have all my pages ready. So I'm gonna bring my covers and now I'm gonna put the pages. So remember the score line that we did in here. This score line is a guide for me. So I'm gonna take my first page and I'm going to open in here that it is like the pocket or the inside of the page, and I'm gonna place my page on top of the hinge, and I'm gonna add glue on this half an inch of the hinge, and I'm gonna stop on this score line. So after this score line, I am not gonna add any glue. And when I place my page, this is I'm gonna stop at the line. Okay, so I'm gonna have glue in here and also on this other side, but just half an inch. I didn't add any score line in here, but probably would have been best to do that because then I'd have a score line to guide me on where to add the glue. I am just gonna eyeball where the half an inch. But of course, when you do this part, when you do the spine, you can totally mark a score line in here and a score line in this other side. Okay, so I am gonna put this one here, and I am just gonna take my first page and let's add the glue. Okay, so now I'm gonna open this and then place my page in here and then stop on my score line. Now here I can press. I can press in here on my score line. Okay, let's see this side. I feel it is better if I open these flaps to press down. Okay. Okay, so we have our first page attached. Okay, so we have the half an inch, the 1/4 of an inch gusset there. Okay. Okay, let's do the other one. I'm gonna take my other page and open in here, and I'm gonna put it on my hinge again and stop. Okay, and then we can press and burnish it down, and I'm gonna do the same with the rest of my pages. pages are glued, and this is how it looks from the top. With this method, you can see a bit of the hinge, but it is perfect for albums with more volume in the construction because it allows the album to lay flat when open. I'll go ahead and finish the final details and the cover. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you give this album a try and see you in the next one. Bye!